Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen.
We're going through the ingredients for my bacalaitos. Now, I'm a big Bisquick fan. Bisquick gluten-free. All my recipes are gluten-free, and this is one of my favorite flours for gluten-free. We're using a cup of this flour, okay? And we have measuring cups for this. We're using a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. I like to give my bacalaitos sort of a meaty flavor. We're using 1/3 teaspoon of Goya adobo. We're using a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, which I adore. We're using a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Alright? We're using cooking spray because we're not frying the bacalaitos, okay? So now I'm going to ask the cameraman to give a good close-up of Soraya because we do not fry at Soraya's Fabulousness cooking show. So we're doing a cooking spray on a non-stick skillet. We're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Now turmeric is an antioxidant and it's great. It's a really good spice that actually gives coloring. Yes. It's almost as pretty as Soraya's Fabulousness color. But we're definitely going to use that. We're going to use just a little bit of that. We're going to use and utilize very Latin herb, which is cilantro. We have 2 teaspoons of chopped cilantro and 2 whole garlic cloves that I'll crush and add to the batter. We're using 1 teaspoon of black pepper, okay? With the garlic, we're going to use a garlic presser. We're going to use a whisk. We have a bowl here that we're going to put all the ingredients, and we have measuring spoons here. Now, we're going to use, this is where I have my bacalao. I like this brand, Tropical. It's dried, it's salted. What we're going to do is we're going to rinse the bacalao. Once we have the bacalao cooked, we're only using 6 ounces of the bacalao. And we're going to use 1 cup of the broth from the bacalao. So this is the codfish, and we're going to rinse the salt off the codfish. This will be about 6 ounces of bacalao once it's cooked. And then I have my Cuisinart, who's been so cool, right? We got some water here. We're just going to add the bacalao into the water. Turn on the fabulous stove. We're going to get that fire burning, honey. Get the water boiling. Now we have the bacalao in my lovely little Cuisinart pan. Yes, and now you see the other piece of fish that's in the kitchen. I'm just kidding. So yes, we're going to get this boiling. Now, we're going to have the bacalao boil for 20 minutes. And then once we get the first 20 minutes done, we go back, we rinse the bacalao, we add fresh water and let it boil another 20 minutes. And when that's done, we'll be back and I'll show you the next couple of steps. Okay, this is going to be the skillet we're going to use to make the bacalaitos. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And then I am going to get the broth and the bacalao, and I'm going to show you how to make the batter. So we'll be right back for Soraya's Fabulousness gluten-free, low-fat bacalaitos. But basically what we have here is the bacalao and water. And what you're going to do is, you're going to get this going. And then you're going to get this to a boil, right? You're going to cover it if you wish. Let it boil for 20 minutes. Rinse the water. Come back, put more water, fresh batch of water, and boil for another 20 minutes, okay? So now when this is done in 40 minutes, you don't need to wait for that. We'll be back, so we're going to pause. Alright, so we have actually, instead of 6 ounces, we have 7 ounces of bacalao, which is okay. The bacalao has already been boiled down, okay? I'm going to tear it apart with my hands. My hands are clean. And we have the broth here. The bacalao broth, and we're going to get started. I really do not know why anyone would use the box mix of Goya bacalao. Goya was the brand, okay? So it was like a representation of the Latino culture growing and growing. Because, you know, as a little Puerto Rican youngster that I was, and I'm a Puerto Rican mature woman that I am now, back then there were no representations of the Puerto Rican culture. And when Goya came on the scene with all their products, it's like we started arriving in our own little way. So I give Goya a lot of props, but this recipe is so simple, so there's no reason why once in a while you could just make your own bacalaitos. So with my speech, we're going to go into the preparation. So we're using a cup of the Bisquick flour, and I'm going to come to this angle here, so you can see just using a straight up cup of flour, nice cup. We're going to add it here. We're going to take our measuring cup, and we're going to take a cup of the bacalao broth, like I said, add it. I'm just going to put that away to the side, put that over there. Okay, now since we don't have all the ingredients yet, I'm just gonna get that started with a whisk, just gently bring it together. Okay, good. I'm gonna start adding my spices, my herbs. So, my darlings, I'm so glad you're back. That's the last of us here's cooking show. Now, what I said about the turmeric, we're just gonna add a little bit of turmeric. I have a 1/4 teaspoon here, and it just gives it a little bit of a golden color. Okay? And if you need to add more water or broth to the batter, you certainly can do that. It's kind of thick right now, and I think I'm gonna need more water. Now with the baking powder, we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. And then with the adorable, we're going to use 1/3. I'm going to just take this off the top so we can get to it easily. And we're going to add 1/3 of the adorable. Yes. We're going to add, I just love doing it by hand on this level. We're going to just take the oregano, just a pinch to give it color and give it spice. Give it a little meaty flavor, even though this is a fish dish. And then here, I'm not going to measure it with a measuring spoon, but just a couple of dashes of the cumin. Okay? And of course, oh my God, the black pepper. I don't know why with the bacalaitos, it's really important to give it the black pepper. So what we're going to do here, gotta be careful with the black pepper, 1/2, and another 1/2 is giving us a teaspoon of black pepper, nice and spicy. So we mix that up, that's nice. We're going to use like 2 teaspoons of the cilantro, and we're going to take the garlic. This is so cool. You just garlic presser, and the garlic comes out there. Very cool. We have the other garlic here. We add it, we press, get that in there, and that's it basically. I'm going to mix this up a little bit, and then now we're going to add the bacalao. Actually, you know that I said that there were 7 ounces here, right? I think I'm going to go light. I'm going to go with the 6, so I'm not going to add all of it. But you just take it with your hands, just crush it up a little bit, get it to like some flakes, and just add it in. And I think that's all I'm going to add here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more of the broth that I still have remaining. And then with the whisk too, you can help the codfish get broken up a little bit. And I think that's the consistency that I want. It can't be too thick nor too watery. If you get it watery, it's okay. You know, then add a little bit more flour. And then if it's too thick, just add more broth like I just did. But you want it to be like a pancake batter basically, but not too runny. Again, not too thick. Right? Now, I love when I do these batters for the bacalaito, if I can refrigerate this overnight and let the pepper, let the turmeric, let the codfish, let all the flavors really, like you're almost marinating your batter. So the next day when you go to reach for it and you cook, right, you prepare, you have all these wonderful flavors that have sat for a little while, right? So it's going to be a real robust, real tasty meal. So that's going to be a tip the time that you make the bacalaitos. Okay, so now we have the batter here. So I feel we have an excellent consistency. We have the green of the cilantro, we have the pepper specks, we have the codfish in there, we have a little bit of turmeric to give it color. So we're ready to go. Alright, so we're going to go to the stove now and we're going to fry up a few. Now, we're not frying, we're cooking them in a non-stick skillet with cooking spray. And I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so now we have cooking spray. Now, I just happened to pick up today Pam spray, organic. I've never seen the Pam spray organic version before. Organic canola oil, so I figured that for the cooking show today. You know how I like very healthy products, healthy ingredients, and if I have something that's organic, that's fantastic. So I have the Cuisinart skillet. I just put some cooking spray on there. We have our lovely batter here, which is so cool. Now, we're gonna make sure that this is nice and hot. Once it's really hot, we're gonna go ahead. I have 1/3 cup. And so what we do is we just add a bit down. Yeah, so now we have, the skillet is hot as you can see, and it's bubbling. It's hot and bubbling like Soraya hot and bubbles most of the time, okay? In the kitchen when I'm cooking. We have another 1/3 cup. We're gonna, yes, that's what I want to hear. Nice little sizzle. Okay? This mix is supposed to make about 10 bacalaitos, but it really depends on the size. As you can see, I used the 1/3 cup. You can use a 1/4 cup, you can make them smaller. And I like my bacalaitos like this, like little pancakes, like fritters, okay? Now, it's on like medium to high heat, and that's fine. We're gonna give the bacalaitos a little spray on top, okay? Because we're not frying them. So you wanna add some fat. You can be pretty generous on the cooking spray. The cooking spray is a lot better to cook with than frying them. So what you're gonna do is maybe give it like 3 minutes on each side. If you wanna put the timer, you can. You're gonna make them a golden brown. And we're gonna just cook them up. I don't know, I'm smelling this, so I'm gonna just turn one. And you can see, it's a little brown. That's exactly what we want, right? You see the cilantro? That's fresh cilantro. So cool. That's beautiful. Look like little pancakes, right? Yeah. So easy. And you give it another spray. Now, what I like doing is the first browning, that one side, uncovered, right? Now, the timer, I'm going to set it for 3 minutes. Now, I'm going to get a lid over here, because the one thing you want to make sure, you don't have the stove on too high and not cooking the bacalaitos, because that's a flour and it needs to cook. So, we're going to have this covered for about 2 minutes, then uncover it, and then turn them over again. They should be golden brown on both sides, and most certainly the batter should be cooked, okay? So, we're gonna do that and then we'll be right back. Okay, so you can see that they're getting puffed up a little bit, just like pancakes do, right? And I just took the cover off naturally, right? So good. So we see that. We'll put the heat up a little bit more. Yes. I love bacalaitos. See, and when you have those little bubbles like on them like that, then you know that they're cooked. And turn the timer off. And just make sure that they're nice and brown, cooked really good. I'm gonna give it another minute covered. Okay. So now we're coming back. They look really good. I'm gonna get a plate over here, my little pantry plates. I have a nice lid holder over here, which I've been using. Okay, so now we're gonna serve the bacalaitos. They've been in the skillet for about 2 to 3 minutes each side. They're nice and golden brown. We're gonna put them here. Look how pretty they are. Oh my God, almost as pretty as me. I sound so full of myself, but you know. So these are the bacalaitos. These are Soraya Sobeda's gluten-free, low-fat, they're not fried bacalaitos now. They're piping hot like me, but then you see now, they're nice, they're cooked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh yeah. So they're delicious. Like I always say, I wish you were here so you can taste it. Has a nice peppery taste to it. I like my bacalaitos to taste like bacalao. So they have a nice bacalao flavor. The pepper is awesome. And the cilantro really makes it. The garlic is there. The turmeric made it a little golden colored. They're just beautiful. I would say this batter would make about 6 to 7 of them. Now mine are a little big because you could tell, right? And you can still see, even though we didn't deep fry it, my fingers are a little greasy, and that's okay. So that means that, you know, it's not totally like fat-free where it doesn't taste good at all. I have to go take another little piece. You know, they're still really tasty. You don't have to fry them to make them taste good. And they're gluten-free. You can't beat that. So that concludes my episode of Soraya Sobeda's gluten-free, low-fat bacalaitos. You know, please watch my show. It's once a month on Manhattan Cable Access, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, the third Sunday of the month. And my cooking show also airs on Queens Public Access TV twice a month, the first Monday of the week at 11 a.m. and then on Saturday at 9:30 p.m. So thank you for coming to Soraya Sobeda's Fierce Cooking Show. Again, my recipe of gluten-free, low-fat bacalaitos. Bye!